But hey, shout out to Adam. Shout out to Adam. So the priest says, but this is the fifth one this month. I'm wondering if we're not overdoing it a bit. If we keep this up, how long will it be before His Holiness intervenes? And the guy drinking says, I don't care. Arrest anyone who looks like a spy or a drifter as heretics. So that was page 170. We move on to page 171, and we get a picture, a full picture of this guy. He's like a big fat bald man. You know, I already could tell this dude looked like a demon. He looked like a demon or evil spirit or whatever you want to call it. Like this dude is big and he's like fat, like kind of like Jabba the Hutt, right? Kind of like Jabba the Hutt. And he says, I do this all for the good of my subjects. It is my sacred duty to protect this kingdom from any accursed heretics. Yeah, okay. I can already tell this dude's he's a piece of shit. I can already tell. Says, the peaceful existence of my subjects is my utmost desire, my utmost pleasure. I will not let anyone interfere with that. The priest gulps, and he said, yes, my lord. All right, we're moving on to page 172. So we kind of see the crowd in the background, and then the head is at someone's foot. And he picks up the head. And of course it's Guts, right? Of course it's Guts. Guts picks up this head and he looks at it. His face darkened, right? We just see the silhouette of his face. And you see the head with a tear coming from the eye. And Guts looks at it. ... And so next page. So we see Guts holding the head, and there's the guards holding some kid back, right? And it said, ooh, sister. And somebody says, hey. And the guards kind of bash the little kid in the head. And the guard says, anyone caught sympathizing with a heretic will not go unpunished, even children. You'll be thrown into the dungeon. And then the crowd is looking like they're scared, but you could tell they're displeased, right? Like they don't want to speak up because they know this is BS, but they don't want to speak up because they don't want to be looked at as heretics, and they don't want to end up dying. I get it, you know. All right, so Guts is kind of looking like side-eyeing. You know, I guess he's side-eyeing the crowd. The guard says, hey, you, to Guts as he holds the head. Okay, next page 174. The guard walks up to Guts and says, hand that over to me, will you? And the guard is like in Guts' face, and Guts like spits on the guard. And he says, what? Why you? And then guards kind of cocks back with the head, right? While the guard is in front of him. We just kind of see his face. Next page. Guts throws the head towards the tent, towards the fat guy, right? The fat lord or whatever he is. I don't really know his title, because obviously there's somebody above this guy, because the priest was talking about like somebody else not appreciating what they're doing. So there's somebody above this guy, but I'm assuming he's like the lord, right? He's the lord of this town, and it's within the kingdom, I'm assuming. So he throws the head at the fat guy, right? The head is going towards the fat guy, and the fat guy catches the head. He catches the head, and the priest says, "Yo, your excellency." Fat guy, ... Next page. And then the guard cocks back his spear and says, "You bastard." And Guts like hits this man in the face. All you see is all this blood and his teeth just falling out of his mouth, right? I mean, hey, he does got that prosthetic arm, so yeah, I'm pretty sure that is going to do a lot of damage on its own, right? So he just pretty much bashes this man's face in, and you see blood dripping off of Guts's prosthetic arm. Next page. So the fat lord, I'm gonna just assume he's like the lord of this town, right? I'm gonna assume he's the lord of this town. The lord kind of looks at this head, and you see that branding on the decapitated head's forehead, and it's like bleeding, and it's the same branding that Guts has on his neck, right? So he says, "What is this?" And he looks down at Guts over this man's body, right? And he's just looking at Guts. He says, "This mark is..." And then next page. So we see Guts. We see Guts looking at the fat man. He says, "You, who are you?" Guts points at the fat guy with two fingers like this. And then he points at his brand, kind of letting him know, like, "Hey man, I got that same brand." So I'm assuming that this fat dude is one of the he might be like an apostle or something. That's what I'm assuming. Yeah. And I feel as though Guts know that. So does Guts have like a sense? Like, can he sense these apostles or evil spirits? Like, because it seemed like Guts probably already know that this fat guy is somebody, right? It's somebody. So yeah. So we also see Guts kind of like smear blood from his brand across his neck. Next page. He does it like all the way across his neck, and then he just, because you see like a bunch of blood kind of like fly away, right? Fly away. The fat guy looks in shock and intrigue, I guess. And we see Guts looking down, and then he starts walking through the crowd. I feel like that was a message, right? Like, hey, you know what this is, my brother. You know what this is, and I'm gonna take your head off. I feel like that's him showing like, hey, I'm gonna decapitate you, bro. LaJoy Boy say it's Berserk in time. Yes, sir. We are getting into some Berserk, right? Adam says the brand is like the Harry Potter scar, and bleeds and hurts, or he says, and bleeds hurts when apostles are around. Hey, that's good to know. That's good to know. But I can already tell, like, I feel as though just by looking at this fat dude, I could tell he's like a demon or something. You know, I could tell he's not like a normal, like he's too big and fat. Like he just looks abnormal, right? He looks a little abnormal for me to believe he's some normal human. You know. And he already kind of has like an evil disposition, right? Just executing people all willy-nilly that may not even really be guilty or evil or anything, you know? I don't believe that girl that was executed was evil, you know, and you could tell by the crowd, they don't believe it either. You know, they think that it's just kind of like, people, you know what I'm saying? And then the priest is talking about like, hey, bro, I think we're kind of getting a little out of hand with all this. So you could tell there's some injustice going on. So it only points to this guy possibly being some type of evil spirit, you know? Joy Boy says, so the mark hurts when he is around demons. So my understanding is that the more it hurts, the stronger the beings are, and that they are closer to the God hand. Makes sense. That makes sense. It's like a little demon detector, right? Little demon detector. All right, so that was page 179 we was just on. So is it like the closer he gets to him, the more it hurts? So he just kind of follows the pain. Like if he's going in a direction and it's hurting more and more, he just keeps going in that direction. It's kind of what I would assume, right? That's kind of what I assume. Hey, that's a good. I guess that's a creative way to That's like a creative way to be able to find demons, you know. LaJoy Boy said, and also most apostles are in places of power that do terrible things, so it would be easier for Guts to find out. Makes sense. It makes sense. I would ask more questions, but I feel like there's gonna be some stuff that we gonna learn, and I don't want to spoil it. You know what I mean? So okay, so we're on page 180. The priest says, "What are you doing?" Or he said, "What are you doing just standing there? After him, quickly!" Who in God's name? Then you see Fat Bastard behind him. I'm gonna call him Fat Bastard, bro. Kind of like y'all ever watch Austin Powers? Oh, fat bastard. Oh, my nipples. It's been a while since I've seen that movie, but I remember Fat Bastard though. Fat bastard. Oh, I just want to rub butter on my nipples. All it feels good. That's what this guy reminds me of. He reminds me of Fat Bastard, you know. Well, yeah, so you see Fat Bastard in the tent behind the priest. And he says, the Fat Bastard says, the Black Swordsman. How amusing. A declaration of war, perhaps. And he takes the head and puts it to the sky. And then next page 181. He like squeezes the head. And you just see the eyes just bulging, right? And then he squeezes it more and then crushes it. And the eyes like pop out. You see blood gushing from the eyes and the nose and the mouth. And the priest looks at him in kind of disgust, like, what? And then he says, and you see the blood on his hands, and he just starts cracking up laughing. Ha 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 ha. And you see his sinister face, and you don't even see the man's nose, and you see the head just kind of falls at his feet. All right, next page, I think it's 182. 182. So you see some hooded figure walking out of an alley, right? Onto like a main street. And then you see him ... And I think he goes back into the alley. So I'm assuming he was kind of watching what was going on. Then he kind of goes back into the alley. And he's like a hooded figure walking with a cane. All right, so I'm assuming it might be like an old man or something. And next we see Guts running through the alleyways. You see a silhouette running. All right, so next page, 183. Guts, I guess I'm assuming Guts is running from like the guards that are going to be chasing him, right? And look like he reaches a dead end, and you see the shadows of the guards following him. So now he's kind of trapped, right? He he's stuck at a dead end, which I wonder I would assume that Guts could like scale a wall, right? Like Guts seems pretty agile and everything, so I think he would be able to scale a wall if he really was trying to escape. But I don't know. He seems pretty trapped. He says, "Damn." Looks back. You see the guards caught up with him. Next page, 184. You see these heavily armored guards with swords. You know, they're holding their swords like this. Pretty much watching Guts. Guts looks ... And they say, by decree of the Inquisition, you are hereby placed under arrest for conspiring with heretics. Next page. They say, if you resist, your life will be forfeit. And so the leader guard, you know, gives the command for the like gives the motion for the other guards to go in for the arrest. And they're getting closer with their swords. They got their swords at Guts's neck. One of them kind of looked like this. I don't know why. Like maybe Guts is about to go in for the attack, because he kind of looks shocked. Like, hey, you know, that was page 185. Now we're moving on to page 186. Guts pulls out his sword and just cuts the two guards in half cleanly. All right, that was page 186. Now we're moving on to page 187. All right, all the guards is looking in shock, and they see all the guts and the intestines falling out of these men's top halves, right, and the bottom halves as well. All you see is the silhouette of Guts's capes. I was about to call him Gart. This ain't One Piece. we see the silhouette of his eye. Like, we don't even see his head. We just see like his eye, and then his head just kind of blends in with the silhouette of the cape. You know, yo, I know. Like, I just want to know, man. Like, I don't know if the Arthur Morta, I forget his name. Somebody tell me in the chat. It's like Kintaro Morta. I don't remember his name. Or Morta Kintaro or something like that. Somebody tell me his name, because I don't want to be butchering the man's name. You know, especially the man done passed. I feel stupid butchering this man's name. You know, and I don't want to dishonor the man's name, especially after he just recently passed, right? But I feel like whoever's the artist of this, whoever does the drawing to Berserk, I don't know if it's the Arthur who does the drawing, or if he has like actual artists. I feel like this man really has to enjoy drawing like all the guts and all the intestines just falling out of the soldiers. Like everybody who dies, I feel like he loves the gore of it. I feel like he has to enjoy drawing he has to enjoy drawing gore, you know what I mean? Kintaro Miura. I'm gonna say Kintaro. Kintaro. I'm gonna call him Kintaro, you know. I'm gonna call him Kintaro. Miura. I think it's Miura. I could be saying that wrong, so I'm gonna just say Kintaro, right? Yeah, man, I feel like they gotta enjoy drawing such gory scenes, right? Such gore. Hey, no complaint coming from me though. No complaint coming from me. So yeah. Next page. we get a full page of just Guts standing there, just standing there with his sword ready for battle, right? Ready for a fight. And then we got like one of the guards' top halves, or one of the soldiers, his top half is just like laid out on the floor. Man, I will say though, man, this manga has some very beautiful artwork, right? Very detailed, very beautiful. You know, that's one thing I want to say about Berserk. Even before I got into the series, before I like actually start reading it, there's been some I've seen some of the artwork. I've seen some of the panels, and bro, it is very beautiful. It is very beautiful. Like One Punch Man has very beautiful art as well. You know what I'm saying? LaJoy Boy said Chainsaw Man is the same way. LOL, but you said his name right. Mieta? I'm gonna just call him Kentaro. I don't know if it's Mieta or Mieru. I think it's Mieta. I'm gonna say Kentaro though. Oh yeah, I think I seen some stuff from Chainsaw Man. I know. Chainsaw Man is pretty beautiful. I want to say One Punch Man is also like a very beautiful manga to read as well. I'm trying to think of some others that I've read with some very beautiful art. I would say Solo Leveling, but it's also colored as well, you know, and it's more of the action that I like about Solo Leveling, you know, but it does have some very detailed color pages, you know. All right, we're on the next page. So we kind of get like a narration. It says, it was much too big to be called a sword. Massive, thick, heavy, and far too rough. Indeed, it was like a heap of raw iron. And then the guards are saying, what kind of sword is that? Don't, don't just stand there, charge. All right, so next page. The soldiers are starting to charge at Guts. You know, Guts just stares them down intensely, right? Guts just always like, I feel as though I want to say about 85% of these mangas, like the chapters that I've seen so far, are just Guts just staring at a motherfucker. He's just staring at you. He just staring intensely. It's like 80% of these chapters are just Guts just staring with a ... right? Just a ... Adam says, "Oh, just wait, LOL. The art is insane. Only manga I'd pay $50 for a deluxe edition. LOL." Yeah, I mean, so far there's been some, you know, there's been some very beautiful panels I've seen, you know, especially just detail. I mean, I know there's more with even crazier details, right? I think I've seen some with some demons. It's crazy. Oh, Toriko. Toriko is another one with some if you guys haven't read Toriko, like watching it is cool, but watching it is kind of like watered down. It's like I think they kind of cut some of the blood and some of the violence of Toriko, and some of the scaling of some of the monsters seem a lot watered down as well in Toriko. But Toriko has some very beautiful art as well. I also want to throw that in there. So yeah, so these guards are charging at I was about to call them Toriko. These soldiers are charging at Guts, and Guts is like staring intensely, you know. And you know, they're all charging, and Guts cuts one in half, easy like butter. That which I would have thought he would have went for more of a wider swing to cut all of them, because I feel as though now he's open. He looks open, but I know Guts got, he got pretty good reflexes, so I'm pretty sure he could rebound pretty quick. He could recover pretty quick. But with a sword like that, if that was anybody else, you swipe down on one guard while the other soldiers are like literally like 3 feet from you. That just leaves any other normal person open, right? But this is Guts we're talking about. Anyway, next page. We see that guy that he just cut his body, his upper body kind of like falls to the floor, and the blood is just kind of spraying on some of the soldiers. And Guts like charges at one of them. And they said, "Eek!" He said, "Eek!" And he like, I guess he's preparing to die, because that's pretty much what's about to happen to him. And Guts cuts him. He cuts like the top of his upper half of his body. He cuts through the sword and like where his shoulders kind of start. Cut that part of his body. Next page. Hold on. Did he cut diagonal? Or is this another? So I think he cuts another guy. Kind of like diagonally, right? Like the guy was trying to block his sword. But man, them little cheap swords ain't gonna cut it, bro. They're not gonna cut it, my G. They're not gonna cut it. So he cuts through the sword and cuts like this part of him, right? Like diagonally, right? And we just seeing one guy's upper body fall to the floor. He cuts another guy's like a quarter part of his head off. Like you see the guy's eye, his right eye pop out. And we're just seeing Guts go to town on these soldiers. And my thing is, bro, you seeing them kill these guys, right? Like y'all might want to retreat and possibly replan or something, re-strategize something. Why are y'all just sitting down? Why are y'all just sitting there being meatbags, right? It's like they just sitting there waiting to die. Ridiculous. That was page 193. Now we move on to page 194. So Guts is still doing his thing. We're hearing them scream saying, "Eek! Wah!" And then somebody says, "What an incredible sword. He's slicing our armor in half with it. He's inhuman." So we see some archers with some crossbows. Do we call do we call like guys with crossbows archers as well? Because they're not necessarily, they don't have like normal bow and arrows. Are they like crossbowmen, or are they still archers? I'm curious, right? I'm curious. I'm gonna call them crossbowmen, right? So we see some crossbowmen preparing to shoot Guts. We go down. They're looking a little cocky, like, yeah, we got him. This is how I feel when I play chivalry, man. Like, I'm sitting there just going to work, going to town on guys, and then I get shot by some archers who's in a little safe place. They're in their little safe place behind. They're behind all their teammates, right? And I'm like, man, y'all are some cowards, bro. Y'all are cowards. So these guys in their little safe perch getting ready to shoot Guts, right? We see one of them aiming down to shoot the man. Next page, we hear a voice, which I'm assuming is Puck. He says, "Guts, above you." And then we see a little stream of light going towards these archers, which again I still assume is Puck. and he lands. He pretty much lands like right in front of these crossbowmen, and kind of exude like this bright light. And they say, "Whoa, my eyes!" And then we see Guts going for a swing, and that was page 195. We move on to page 196, and Guts like destroys the legs of the balcony they were staying on. Right, he like destroys the foundation of it. So now they're falling down, and they're like, "Hey ah!" Right, and we see the 2-man land right in front of Guts, and Puck says, "Hey, I saved your life. I did, didn't I?" Guts ... and he says, "You're still here?" And then we see we was just on page 196. We move on to page 197. And we get kind of a page with Puck taking up most of it. He says, "Looks like you owe me one now." And we see a silhouette behind Puck, kind of clasps his hands, getting ready to capture Puck, and says, And he grabs Puck. Puck like, "Ah!" and then he's like grabbing Puck, right? And then we see his hands get cut off. And Guts, next page, Guts says, "Now we're even." Right? The man is bleeding from his he's bleeding from his wrist. He's bleeding from his little wrist. And then Puck says, "Hey, you're going too And then I want to say somebody try to step on Puck. And he says ... And Guts looks back, right? And it says, "Captain Lord Zondark." Okay, so now we got somebody who's, look like they might give Guts a little more of a challenge, right? Next page, we see this guy. He has like a his helmet, right? His helmet looks like you could see the details of a nose in his helmet, and in the lips, and even kind of a brow line, right? He says, "That's quite a sword you've got there, little man." And he's kind of holding like a hammer that kind of look like it has like a blade on the other side, right? Guts turns around and looks at him. We just see Guts ... unbothered. Puck says, "Whoa, he's huge." Next page. The captain, what was his name again? It was Lord Zondark. So hold on. Lord Zondark. Is this that guy, the fat guy who was on that platform? I'm curious. I mean, y'all ain't gotta tell me. Don't tell me. I'll probably find out. But I'm thinking this might be the same guy. Because, I don't know. All right, so we're on the next page, page 200, right? So he says, "Let's see how that sword of yours fares." So he goes in for the swing with that hammer blade looking thing. Kind of like not a glaive, but like a halberd. It kind of looked like a halberd, right? Or like a hammer. It looks like a hammer with a blade on the other end of it. So he swings his hammer, right? And Guts, it looked like Guts kind of catches it with the flat part of his sword. He says, "When I put it to the test, against this warhammer. Next page, page 201. So it looked like he kind of misses. Like Guts kind of like moves his sword out the way, and it looks like he misses. And in missing, he kind of destroys the ground below Guts. And all the soldiers look on. Puck moves out the way. Like Kaya. That was page 201. Now we're on page 202. So now he like swings it wide. He swings it horizontally, and he doesn't really catch Guts, but he hits one of his soldiers, and that spike like goes through the armor and just impels this guy, right? One of the other soldiers looked like he might have dodged it, you know. And now he hits like another soldier in the face, and the guy's head goes like clean off his body, right? I guess he's trying to hit Guts, but like Guts keeps dodging, and because we see him swing, we see him do a swing that hits another guy in the chest, but Guts moves out the way of that one, and then he goes for kind of like a wide diagonal swing, and Guts is still just kind of like, you know, unfazed, unbothered, whatever. And we see this like spiked blade just coming down, right? And he like misses Guts, but like right behind Guts. Like he hits like the a building like right behind Guts, but the blade just barely misses Guts. But I would think that Guts would still get hit by that handle though. So, you know, or I guess not, you know. So, all right. So the Lord, the Lord, whatever his name is, his blade is like kind of like caught. It's like just sitting behind Guts's in that building behind Guts, right? And Guts is just still unbothered, like he's still unbothered. And the guy says, he, what's wrong? There's nowhere left to run. Bruh, I don't think you're in control of the situation, bruh. Not the way you think you are. All right, so that was page 203. We move on to 204. All right, so the warriors, the soldiers, they look on, right? Puck is looking there, like looking on as well. ... And Lord, whatever his name, says, see, it's not just a question of size. If you can't handle your weapon, it's nothing more than baggage. And he goes down, he charges up for a vertical swing. And Guts look like he's finally getting serious, and he starts swinging his sword. That was page 204. Now we're on page 205. And Guts catches, like with the flat part of his sword, he catches the hammer, right? The spike part of the hammer. All right, so that was page 205. Now we're moving on to 206. And all of a sudden, we see the man's helmet just cracks open, right? And his sword looks like it also breaks. It looked like some of the it kind of looked like some of the debris from the helmet goes into this captain, goes into the guy's eyes, right? And so now it's confirmed that it's not that guy who was sitting in the tent on top of the execution platform. So this is just a normal normal soldier, a normal captain, right? Normal soldier captain. All right, so the soldiers look on, and Puck got his hands in his mouth in suspense, right? Next page. This is wild, man. This guy come in thinking he was gonna do something. I should have known it wasn't that fat guy who was probably the apostle, because I would think like if that fat guy's an apostle, I would think he's probably gonna be pretty strong, right? And this captain, he wasn't really phasing Guts. Like the whole time they were fighting, he didn't phase Guts. Guts was kind of like, man, go ahead somewhere, man. Stop with all this crap, man. You ain't nobody. Like Guts didn't seem phased, and we seen Guts fight that one apostle back in the Snake Lord. Man. So yeah, we seen Guts fight the Snake Lord, right? And when he fought that Snake Lord, he kind of had trouble with him. Like that Snake Lord wasn't no slouch, right? The Snake Lord gave Guts a problem. So I would think this fat guy, if he is indeed a apostle, he would probably be a bit strong, right? And this guy just didn't seem like he was really giving Guts any type of a challenge. All right. All right, so we're on the next page, page 207. So the guy's like laying on the ground, hurting. I guess because the debris went into that guy's eye. And the soldier's like, Captain! Guts puts his foot on the man's head, right? He puts his foot on the man's head, and the guy says, ah. He says, couldn't agree more. And the guy's like, ah. Like Guts says, couldn't agree more. And that was page 207. Now we're on page 208. And so Guts pretty much kicks the man in the face. And the man like flies across, and they're like, Lord Xandark. All right, so we still see like that hooded figure, but he's in like some basement looking area where kind of like a dungeon or somewhere, like a prison. And he's looking through these bars, right? And all we see is ... And the other soldiers are saying, you miserable cur. That was page 208. We're moving on to page 209. And Puck says, Guts? And then Guts looks as surprised. We see some more soldiers coming in to some reinforcements. And Guts says, damn, there's no end to him. So we see these little smoke balls. We see these little look like these smoke balls come into the picture and land in front of Guts and in between Guts and these soldiers, and then they release the smoke. All right, so that was page 209. We move on to page 210. So the smoke releases, and it says, what in the hell? And everybody's coughing. The soldiers are coughing. And Puck says, it's smoky. And then we hear the voice coming from the basement. It says, you there. And that the hooded silhouette takes off one of the bars, says, over here, quickly. And we kind of get a little bit of his face, right? It's like bandaged up. We see like one of his eyes a bit, and we see his mouth. And he looks a little like some injured guy, or maybe he's like maybe he's super ugly or something, and he just covers his face. I don't know. I don't know. So that was page 210. We move on to page 211. And Puck says, "Who? Us?" Guts ... And somebody said, "He's still here. Where? Find him." And the hooded guy says, "What are you doing? Hurry up." And Guts makes a run towards it. Him and Puck says, "Wait for me." And they says, "Don't let that bastard escape. Find him." I'm surprised he didn't kill that captain. Like, why didn't you kill the captain? And it says, "Kill him. Kill him." That guy's clutching his face. Oh, man. I like something. Something caught in my throat. All right, so we're at the next page. We kind of get a nice little panel of the town that they're in, whatever town they're in. You know, bunch of buildings, and even further in the back, you can see it's another wall with even more buildings behind that wall. And Guts and the hooded figure are walking through the streets of this town. You see people looking out their windows, but they probably don't want to get involved. They know what happened if they get involved. I get it. I gets it. And Guts is looking on with Puck behind him. And Puck says, "How unfriendly." Guts look ... Next page. Yo, this hooded guy kind of remind me of what is it, Skeletor from I want to say the villain from either He-Man or Thundercats. I can't remember. Damn. Hold on, guys. All right, y'all. Has something like scratchy. Oh, that's what that was. All right, my bad. Had something just bothering the hell out of me. I couldn't get rid of. Yeah, he kind of reminds me of I want to say Skeletor, right? I kind of want to say Skeletor. Let me look. Like that. What is the series with the cat? Not Skeletor. It's Arc. Okay, so it's the villain of Thundercats, I think. Mumra. He kind of remind me of Mumra a little bit, you know. Like he kind of remind me of Mumra. If anybody familiar with the Thundercats, he kind of remind me of Mumra. Mamra, the mummy, right? That's what this guy with this hood remind me of. All right, so I don't remember what page we're on. I don't know what page we're on, but we're on the next page from where we were. And I'm gonna call this guy Mumra. So Mumra says, "It's because everyone's suspicious. You never know when you might be accused of heresy or by whom. And they're not just afraid of strangers, acquaintances, neighbors, friends, even family. In this town, people are a thing to be feared. And then you look, Guts kind of looks, dot, dot, dot. He says, they arrive at a door, and it says, here we are. So he opens the door, and it looks like some type of a laboratory, like an alchemist, somewhere where you might practice like alchemy or maybe medicine or something. I see like we see like jars. One of the jars look like it has like a fetus in it. You know what I'm saying? You see skeletal remains of like, I see like a skull of what looks to be like a horse with horns. A little skeleton of like something that looked the size of a dog. A bunch of human skulls. Yeah, you see some books, some little equipment, some little science equipments. See a jar would look like a snake in it. The Joy Boy said, he reminds me of Red Skull from Captain America. I mean, I could see that. I could see that. I could see what you're talking about. Next page. All right, so we even get even a more detailed look of what's in his lab on this next page. So yeah, it looked like a baby fetus in the jars, and like I said, there's like a little dog-looking thing, or something at least the size of a dog, the skeleton of something the size of a dog, and the skull of something with like something that looked like it looked kind of like a horse with this, kind of like what I already said, right? And then we see all these different jars of like something look like a fetus, a Siamese twin fetus, right? Some eyes, a frog. Some look like a little monkey fetus, or not fetus, but a little monkey body in the jar. Yeah, just a lot of stuff in jars, right? And Guts and Puck look around. Puck look a little shocked, like, what's going on? Where do we go? And then Puck says, what is this place? Is he a butcher or maybe an Eastern herbalist? And then you kind of see a jar behind him, and then Puck looks around, or looks behind him and turns around, and it's like one of them little elves or fairies or whatever they call it. So there is a fairy in a jar, right? Puck is looking at one of his kind being stuck in a jar, right? And you know that scares him as he falls in front of Guts. So all right, so that was page 214. Now we're moving on to page 215. Guts says, quite a collection. Yeah, he says, quite a collection. And a guy's like writing, like he's like grabbing books and scrolls and stuff. He said, is somebody, or I suppose if somebody were to accuse you of being a heretic, you'd have a hard time explaining all this. And then Mumra says, dot, dot, dot. And Mumra says, hee hee hee. Nothing of that sort. Just a has-been physician. That's all I am. And Gut says, dot, dot, dot. Who are you? Why did you help me? Mumra says, hee hee hee. You know, I saw you at the execution grounds today. So that was page 215. We're moving on to page 216. He says, Mummer says, do you have some sort of grudge against the Count? Is it revenge? And Guts looks at him and he like kicks the staff that the guy uses to walk, right? And Puck says, Guts. Guts says, I'm the one who's asking the questions, not you. Yo, Guts a little mean, bro. Like, he a little mean, bro. I'll say that. So we was on page 216. We're moving on to page 217. And Puck says, that's horrible. Why do you have to kick him like that? You okay, mister? The guy gets back up. And Puck says, eek. And Puck runs back to Guts, and Guts says, ... The mummer starts laughing. I couldn't afford to let them capture you back there. I want you to kill him. That was page 217. Now we're going to page 218. He says, and Guts looks in shock. He says, the mummer says, I want you to cut him into little pieces. So we get a better look at this man's disformed face. Like some of his face is like ripped off. You kind of see like the inside of his face, like his skull, right? And even like his teeth, like some of his lip is missing or his mouth is missing, right? So I'm just assuming some of his skin is just missing. So he's kind of like Two-Face, if that's like a good analogy to use or a good example to use. It's like he's Two-Face, and even his nose is like fully gone, right? We just see kind of like the skeletal part of his nose. He says, that demon. Right? And also his legs are also missing. That's why this man's so short. So he could technically be a little taller, but the man is missing his legs. He got like little prosthetic pegs on. He got pegs on his. He got 2 pegs for his legs. And he says, that demon. Next page. Guts looks on ... Puck says, ee. And Mumra says, he, that accursed count. He's not even human. He's a demon. Yeah, I think we kind of guessed that. Like, I think I feel like I already guessed that, right? He said, look at me. These legs, this face. That fiend cut them up piece by piece and ate them. Puck looks surprised. Mummer says, hee. You don't believe my story, do you? Or you don't believe my story, do you? All right, so that was page 219. We move on to page 220. Gus says, I believe you. And he says, no, rather I know what he is. Mummer looks kind of in shock. I guess he didn't expect him to already know. Puck and Guts ... The man's wheezing. Wheeze. Puts his hood back on. He turns around and he puts his hood back on. That was page 220. Now we move on to page 221. And the man walks over to the little shark teeth. Like the shark teeth that he has hanging on the wall. He grabs it and he says, there's something I want to show you. He pulls it and it opens kind of a secret passageway. And Puck says, a secret door? And Mumra leads Puck and Guts, with a little lantern and down this through this door. And Puck says, why do I have a feeling it's going to be something awful again? Mummer says, here. We was on page 221. Now we move on to page 222. and he says, Mummer says, "This is it." And Guts looks in shock. And he says, "This is," and it looks to be like an egg in front of Guts, right? But we look and we see like a nose and a closed eye, and then we also see a mouth. Next page, we get a full look at this egg-looking thing, and it has like a eye in the middle, and then on like the right side, you see a mouth, right? A mouth that kind of continues. On the left side, you see a nose, and then under the nose on the left side at the bottom, it kind of looked like I don't know, a little slit, maybe part of the mouth. I don't know. I'm not too sure. So yeah, and Gut says, "A behelit." So it's a behelit. I don't know what a behelit is just yet, but that's what we are currently looking at. All right, next page. Okay, it's the last page, right? The last page. It says comics and graphic novels, manga, horror. Berserk. Kentaro Miura. 1. I'm assuming it's like volume 1. His name is Guts, the Black Swordsman, a feared warrior spoken of only in whispers. Bearer of gigantic sword and iron hand and the scars of countless battles and tortures, his flesh is also indelibly marked with the brand, an unholy symbol that draws the forces of darkness to him and dooms him as their sacrifices. But Guts won't take his fate lying down. He'll cut a crimson swath of carnage through the ranks of the damned and anyone else foolish enough to oppose him. Accompanied by Puck the elf, more an annoyance than a companion, Guts relentlessly follows a dark, blood-stained path that leads only to death or vengeance. Created by Kentaro Miura, Berserk is manga mayhem to the extreme, violent, horrifying, and mercilessly funny. And wellspring for the internationally popular anime series, not for the squeamish or the easily offended. Berserk asks for no quarter and offers none. This collection is translated into English, but oriented in right to left reading format as originally published. All right, y'all. That is pretty much the chapter right there. And Adam said, or the Joy Boy said, "Egg time." And Adam says, "Be he lit." That's what you be talking about, Adam. The whole "be he lit," right? When you try to, when we did that whole, I did that reaction video. That's what you was talking about. I got you. So yeah. So obviously this egg or this behelit or behelit or whatever it is, obviously it seems to be important to the story. You know how? I don't know. But we will find out in the future chapters to come. I'm curious because obviously, you know, according to y'all, like y'all hyping this egg up to something, so it must be important. I'm assuming it's important to the overall story, right? So yeah, yeah, good chapter. I enjoyed it. I kind of thought we was, you know, it seemed like from the previous 2 chapters we read, it seemed like a lot of his like we have like a problem comes along and then we get kind of a resolution at the end of the chapter, which I was kind of I guess I kind of was expecting, based on the two previous chapters, that he was going to beat that fat lord guy up. Like, I don't know what he is, but what I assume to be one of the apostles. I thought he was going to end up fighting that guy in this chapter and defeat him, but it looked like we're going to save that defeat for the next chapter. Maybe this new apostle that we're coming along is going to be a much tougher challenge, or there's going to be more to having to defeat him, or you know, maybe we get more about this egg next chapter. I think that's what might happen. We might get more about this egg. I might learn more about this egg, this Behelit egg, or Behelit. I don't know how you pronounce it. Based on how Adam pronounces it, it kind of made me think it's B, or not. He said he be lit. Behelit. I'm assuming it's like Behelit or something. I don't know. Adam says, La actually got a clip you saying the he be lit for my next video. You got a clip of me saying that he be lit? Hey, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. That is what's up. I don't mind it, man. You know, Elids had me in one of his videos. He, you know, when I do my Sean P. the Bluff guy, hey, like he put that in one of his videos. So, hey, go ahead, bro. Go ahead. That means I'll be immortalized in one of your videos. So I'm cool with that. So yeah, I'm pretty intrigued to know what this Behelit thing is, right? But I don't want you guys spoiling it, you know, so y'all don't have to tell me what it is. I'm thinking we're gonna learn more about it in the next chapter, the next stream. I will be doing chapter 4. Let's say we'll do that this. I'm thinking Thursday or Friday. I'm not too sure which one I want to do. Let's go with. Let's do it Thursday. You know, we'll come back with another Berserk read through this Thursday, and Friday I'll do something One Piece, maybe a reaction stream. Friday will be a reaction stream, or I don't know. I don't know if I want to do a reaction stream. I haven't done a reaction stream this week, so I feel as though I kind of, yeah, I'll probably do a reaction stream. Let's say we'll come back, do a reaction stream this Thursday, a One Piece reaction stream this Thursday, and this Friday we will be back at it with another Berserk read through. Same time, you know what I'm saying? Same time. Also tomorrow, I will be streaming some Elden Ring on Twitch. We will be moving to Twitch for tomorrow, and I will be streaming on Twitch. I'll be doing my reaction stream, or no. I'll be playing Elden Ring on Twitch this Wednesday. And this Sunday, let me say this one last time. This Sunday, the One Piece chapters will be returning. So for this Sunday, I will be officially moving my live streams over to Twitch. So, what does that mean? That means make sure, if you want to catch my live streams, make sure you are following me on Twitch, okay? Follow me on Twitch. Yeah, follow me on Twitch. I will not be after let's say Friday. Friday will be my last. The Friday Berserk read through will be my last live stream here on YouTube. But I will be still posting stuff on YouTube. So y'all don't have to fret over that, right? Don't fret over that. Anyway, guys, Make sure you guys hit that like button if you guys didn't already. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Hit that bell for notifications. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Twitch. Follow me on Twitch. Let me stress that. Follow me on Twitch if you want to continue catching my live streams. Also, if you are looking for a community to be part of, join my Discord. Okay. Right now it is called the One Piece Discord, but it's welcoming to everybody. You don't have to necessarily be a One Piece fan. Matter of fact, I'm about to. If you rock with me, follow the Discord. Because it's going to just be exclusive. It's going to be a Discord for people who rock with me. Okay. So yeah. Anyway, y'all. Matter of fact, I'm gonna change that today. I'm gonna change the name of my Discord after I get off of this stream. I'm gonna change the picture and everything. Yeah. So make sure you guys join the Discord. Anyway, y'all, it's your boy Sean P. the Bluff God, and I'm out of here. Y'all have a good rest of y'all day. Catch me on Twitch tomorrow for some Elden Ring. Peace.